How's everyone doing? Today I have a horror Blu-ray mail day. All four of these pickups are imports from Australia from Umbrella Entertainment. And if you've seen any of these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. And let me know which one of these is your favorite. Umbrella is a company over in Australia that's doing a great job with their releases. They've been doing so for years, actually. But a lot of their releases are region-free, which I think are awesome because a lot of their releases are ones that we don't have over here in the U.S. So it's awesome to be able to import them and be able to actually watch them over here in the U.S. and not have to worry about region locking and things like that with other countries. Because over here in the U.S. we're region A, and over usually in Australia and England, places like that, I believe it's region B. There's also region C. I think Germany's region B as well. But these, it's interesting because they say region B on the back, but it's actually region free. And another thing, I think, yeah, this is one of the ones. First, I'll just go ahead and show you is Silver Bullet. But one of the things that I like too is the fact that the covers are reversible because UK, Germany, Australia, a lot of countries have these rating logos right here, which are really, kind of in the way and obtrusive. And I'm not a big fan of them. I don't know why. I guess it's different in every country, but over here in the U.S., I'm thankful we don't have that. But one of the things that I've noticed that certain countries are doing now, including Australia with the umbrella, is they're doing the reversible artwork, so you don't have to worry about that ugly rating logo right there. So the only difference is it doesn't have the information on the back, the write-up, and the special features. And I'm looking forward to checking out these special features. The first two films are Dino De Laurentiis produced films, so I am looking forward to checking out some of the special features on here because he's produced a ton of great films. So I do like that, though. On the back they have this kind of like alternate poster artwork too. For me, Silver Bullet is one of my favorite werewolf movies. I'd say probably maybe third favorite. Let me know what your favorite werewolf movie is. An American Werewolf in London, #1. That transformation scene and the comedy elements to it, I just loved it. Dog Soldiers would be #2 for me, and then Silver Bullet #3. This is one that's just nostalgic for me. I remember watching a lot as a kid. Corey Haim, Gary Busey. There's some other recognizable actors in here. But I remember they're in this small town of Tarker's Mill, and the residents start coming up being killed, and they're trying to figure out who the killer is, and it's a werewolf, and Corey Haim, who's in a wheelchair, he's trying to get to the bottom of it and figure out who the killer is. And I just realized I put the artwork in here, I meant to reverse it. Just noticed it on the camera. So really it's all about that, but I love the interaction between Corey Haim and Gary Busey. I'm looking forward to checking out some of the special features and hear how Gary Busey was on set, because I've heard some crazy stories about Gary Busey on set as well. I think that looks awesome like that. I actually really enjoyed that artwork choice. But yeah, actually, I remember there was that like baseball bat scene. I remember that being pivotal to this too. But I'm definitely excited to be able to watch this on Blu-ray now. It's crazy to think that there's so many movies still that don't have Blu-ray releases. This is one that I figured would have gotten a Blu-ray release here in the States forever ago. It's a classic. So thankful that Umbrella put this out, and really excited to check it out on Blu-ray. I love that artwork choice too. Next up is Orca, which I always felt this one was amazing. All right, here's a thing. I have a fear of whales. I used to have this reoccurring nightmare when I was a kid. I remember living in Virginia. I lived like right down the street from the beach. I remember I had this dream where this whale came up out of the ocean and just came up onto like the sidewalks and were just like destroying houses and all the blocks and coming up to where I live, and it just freaked me out. But whales are scary, man. They're giant sea monsters. You're never gonna catch me going out on a whale watching trip. Nah, definitely not. So this one for me was one that always like freaked me out. But I like movies that kind of push like my fears and stuff like that. And I remember liking the cast here too: Richard Harris, Bo Derek, Charlotte Rampling from Night Porter, a bunch of recognizable people. Ennio Morricone did the score here. Robert Carradine's in here too. And again, another Dino De Laurentiis produced film, and there's special features on here. Martha De Laurentiis remembers Orca. I think that was his one of his wives from back in the day, and there's another I think one where she's talking about on here too about Silver Bullet. So I like that they got her to do some interviews on here. But yeah, it's basically kind of a take on Jaws. And I think this is definitely one of the best kind of Jaws blew it up, and all of these copycats came out. Oh, I love that this one actually has the special features and stuff, and I love that too. Look at that, you get the whole like follow through of the artwork right there. So I dig that big time. And again, it says region B, but it is region free, so super awesome. And I love that you don't have to look at that obtrusive rating logo. But so happy that, again, Orca too, because this one didn't have a Blu-ray release over here in the States either. It still doesn't, but amazing. I would highly recommend this one. One of the best kind of Jaws-esque movies out there. I feel like it's hard to kind of replicate the success of Jaws, but this one to me is right up there. I really like, one of the things I remember standing out about this one was how smart the whale was. Fisherman, I think it accidentally kills the mate, and then basically the whale just hunts the fisherman and taunts him. And I just remember some really great scenes. I remember there was like a house in the like right on the ocean, and the orca whale like knocks the house down, breaks through the house, and it was amazing to me. I love the heck out of this one. Would highly recommend it if you're a fan of those kinds of Jaws-esque movies. Orca is right up there for one of the best. Great dramatic elements, some really interesting aspects and facts about the killer whale. I like the cast a lot too. I remember as a kid it freaked me the heck out again because whales they're giant sea monsters. Why are more people not freaked out by them? Why do they think they're cute and cuddly? They're giant sea monsters. Just letting you know. Also, Google why ocean water tastes so salty. Might want to have any of that water in your mouth. But next up is Dark Age, which I used to have this on a bootleg DVD, so I'm so happy this got a Blu-ray release. John Jarrett actually started here, of course from Wolf Creek. He's big now. But I actually got a chance to interview him for another horror movie. Very short answers, but it was an honor to be able to. It was like my first big star celebrity interview. So I thought that was amazing. Great experience. And this is a Killer Croc movie, obviously another one that kind of got kind of spurred on from Jaws, those kind of killer animal movies. It was a giant Killer Croc. I haven't seen this one in ages. Looking forward to checking this one out again. I remember, what does it say on here? There's a name that the Aborigines gave the giant crocodile that was killing everybody. I don't see it, but it's basically how they considered it like their spirit. And it has like all these memories and spirits inside this giant killer crocodile that was killing people, and the Aborigines want to like preserve it. And meanwhile, the local like backwoods guys, they're all upset, and they're going out to hunt it, and a lot of them are getting killed, and they're mad at John Jarrett because they feel like he's trying to protect the croc too, and they call him Croc Lover and stuff like that. I'm trying to remember. There's a name for this. I wish it would say. I don't see it right here on the back, but they call it something. I don't see it, but basically, yeah, he's like a wildlife ranger on here. But yeah, so it's just basically them hunting down the croc, this giant croc. I remember the look of the croc being really good, and I remember hearing clips about people talking about how on set it looked terrible and they couldn't get it to work, but then I guess it turned out to be good. And I remember there was like a scene of like a little kid being eaten by the crocodile. I remember that being kind of like terrifying when I was younger, but really good Australian crocodile movie, so definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Again, it has the reversible artwork, so you don't have to have that obtrusive ratings logo right there. But again, another one that I'm really happy that they released, region free again. Love this one. It's one that I remember watching when I was a kid, getting that bootleg and watching it over and over. So very happy to have a Blu-ray release for it. And I remember all the actors are really good. I remember the Aborigine actors being really good too. So yeah, let me know what your favorite Australian horror movie is. There's a bunch of great ones out there. I've always liked Road Games, which also has an Umbrella Blu-ray release. Storm Warning is one that I think is really underrated, and I would love to see somebody put a release out for that. Storm Warning, I want to say maybe like 10, 15 years ago, somewhere in that time range when that came out. Umbrella, you guys maybe want to release Storm Warning, make it region free? I would love to see that, but I feel like that one was one that didn't get enough attention and love, and it's definitely got some gory, extreme moments in there, but it's amazing, it's tense, gripping, thrilling, great Australian one. Loved Ones is another one. Somebody please release that. I don't know if that has a release already in Australia or not too, but if it doesn't, somebody please put it on a region-free format so I can import it. But yeah, another great Ozploitation croc movie. Next up is Fair Game, which this is another one that I've seen, but it's been a while. Kind of like a revenge thriller movie. And again, it says this one actually does say region, all the different regions on here, but all the other ones say region B, but they're all region free. But I remember the lead actress in here was stunning, and that was like one of the main draws for this movie. And I remember the Outback villain characters in here were really good too. And yeah, they're kangaroo hunters, and she has like a wildlife conservation, and basically they start harassing her and killing the animals, and they, terrorize her, and she fights back. I remember really enjoying this one, but feeling like it just misses the mark. It's really a strong one of its ilk for the genre, but I still think like I just remember watching it and thinking like, if it could just do this, if it just went a little bit more, played it a little safe in certain aspects. But I remember liking the cinematography. I remember liking the stunts. I felt like people could have really got injured with some of the stunts that they did in here, but and the lead actress just was stunning. And then there's all new transferred, newly restored 2K master. Again, that's the thing too. A lot of these have a ton of special features and good transfers, and just a ton of special features on here. I'm really excited to check that out. That's one of the things I definitely appreciate more now. I feel like watching films for years now, I've really gotten into watching the special features and really appreciating what they did on set and hearing the stories from on set. I feel like a lot of that stuff is really intriguing. Sometimes more so than the movies. I remember there was a Lucio Fulci's movie, Devil's Honey. I feel like some of the special features were actually better than the movie. Hearing the stories about Fulci and the actress and different things that happened, craziness like that. I kept that Blu-ray release for the special features mostly. But yeah, Fair Game was one that I really enjoyed as a kind of a revenge thriller. Another good, outback setting one where she's kind of alone and isolated. And I remember liking it, but just wishing they went a little bit more. Like I wish there was maybe an uncut version somewhere where they didn't play it so safe in certain scenes. But yeah, still a really good one, and excited to revisit it. So there you go. Those are the 4 Blu-ray pickups from Umbrella, a great Australian company releasing Blu-rays and DVDs. And again, these ones are region free, so which I think is amazing. Again, none of these, as far as I'm aware, none of these have Blu-ray releases here in the U.S. And I'm not sure about other countries. I think Orca might have had another one, a release in Germany, maybe, possibly. Don't quote me on that. But very happy. I can't wait to revisit all of these. Silver Bullet, like one of my favorites werewolf movies, probably my third. Orc is one I always loved. Dark Age is one I had that bootleg for when I was a kid. I remember watching it for so long. Fair Game is one I haven't seen in a while, but remember really enjoying it and thinking that the actress was super hot in here. So there you go. Let me know if you've seen any of them, what you think of them, and which one is your favorite out of these, and what's your favorite werewolf movie, what's your favorite killer monster, Jaws-inspired kind of movie, favorite killer croc movie, favorite Australian horror movie, favorite revenge thriller movie. Give me some feedback. Give me some more movies to check out too, especially Australian movies. I love Australia as a setting, especially the outback, kind of that isolation and just all the kind of things that can possibly happen. And then just the history too, like this prison colony and just all the kind of different storylines. And I don't know, I think it's really just intriguing. Aborigines, Tasmanian devil, tiger, all of stuff like that. I think there's just so much rich history and interesting things about Australia. So I think it's amazing setting, amazing. I want to check out more horror films, especially from Australia. But there you go. Again, when I'm passionate about these, I feel like I can just ramble and talk forever. But I really do appreciate what Umbrella is doing as a company, and they call some of these ones the Ozploitation classic lines right here, Fair Game and Dark Age. So yeah, really excited to revisit them all. It makes me happy to see these getting a Blu-ray release and that they're region free. Like, I'm kind of geeking out big time over it. So hope you guys appreciate this. And once I do view them all again, revisit them and go over the special features, I'll talk about them more in depth in an upcoming video. So look forward to that. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care.